For centuries, the question, where did Ndi Igbo come from, has been one of the most fascinating discussions in African history. Among the strongest and most widely accepted cultural traditions within Igbo land is the Eri origin narrative, a story that connects the Igbo identity to a mystical ancestor named Eri, whose arrival, settlement, and descendants have shaped major Igbo communities. Let's explore this story. Eri is regarded in Igbo cultural history as a divine being or sky saint ancestor, a cultural hero, the founding father of the earliest Igbo clans, the progenitor of the Nri kingdom, one of the oldest civilizations in Igbo land. Almost all traditional accounts describe Eri as not an ordinary human. He is said to have come from the heavens, sent by Chukwu, the supreme god, to establish moral order and begin a new lineage on earth. According to Igbo oral tradition, Eri descended to earth at the confluence of river Niger and Anambra, a sacred region where water, land, and spirit meet. He settled in what is known today as Aguleri, which is in the present-day Anambra state. This settlement became the cradle of several Igbo communities. Some elders narrate that Eri landed on an anthill to avoid drowning in the floods that covered the land at that time. The imagery symbolizes purity, survival, and divine guidance. Aguleri is considered the first home of Eri's children. From Aguleri, his descendants spread across Igbo land. Many of the most respected Igbo clans trace their origin to the house of Eri, including Nri, Igbo Ukwu, Oka, Igbo Ariam, Umunri, Nsugbe, and all the surrounding communities. But the most famous of Eri's children was Nri, the son who later established the powerful Nri kingdom. Eri's mission was to establish a moral and spiritual civilization. Unlike other ancient founders, Eri was not a warrior. No, he wasn't. He is remembered as a priest king, a lawgiver, a mediator between human and the spiritual world, a guardian of justice and purity, a teacher of rituals, farming, and governance, a symbol of peace, not conquest. Eri brought with him, therefore, the sacred staff of truth and justice. Through Eri, the Igbo philosophy of Ofonogu, which means righteousness, innocence, justice, and moral balance, took root. His legacy is why the Igbo are known for justice, egalitarian society, community ethics, respect for truth, absence of centralized kinship in most areas. That is why it is said among Ndi Igbo that Igbo enweghị eze. Eri had children, but the most historically significant was Nri. The spiritual heir, Nri founded the Nri kingdom, one of the oldest and most influential civilizations in West Africa, older than many medieval European kingdoms. The Nri kingdom became the spiritual center of Igbo land, custodian of rituals and sacred symbols, authority that cleanses, which is Nsọala, abominations, controller of Igbo calendars and festival, home of Igbo origin stories. The Nri people would travel across regions performing rituals, setting moral laws, and guiding communities. Their power was not military, but spiritual and intellectual. This shaped the Igbo identity as a people who value intelligence, diplomacy, morality, community law, and peaceful coexistence. Tradition teaches that Eri has several children who founded important Igbo groups. Among them were Nri, the founder of Nri Kingdom, Agolo, ancestor of Aguleri, Ogbodudu, ancestor of Igbariamu, Onogo, ancestor of Igbo-Ukwu, Merioma. Various traditions link them to Nri-related communities. Through these children, the Eri lineage spread, forming the cultural, political, and spiritual backbone of many Igbo societies. The Eri narrative influences the identity of Ndi Igbo in several powerful ways. First, spiritual identity. Igbo people are seen as children of a divine ancestor connected to Chukwu. This gives the Igbo worldview a deep sense of spirituality and moral order. Second, the political identity. Most Igbo communities do not believe in absolute kingship. Instead, they follow council of elders, age-grade system, community voting. Igbo, which means Igbo have no king. The Nri kingship was priestly, not dictatorial, reflecting balance, not domination. Cultural identity. The Eri influence shaped festivals, especially the festival of Iriji, the New Yam festival, ritual practices, masquerade traditions, ozoneza titles, respect for or for ancestral veneration. Many Igbo people trace their roots, whether symbolically or literally, to the lower Niger basin, especially around Aguleri. Does the Eri story mean the Igbo people come from Israel? There are three major interpretations. One, the spiritual interpretation. Some believe Eri was divine messenger or heavenly being, not a human from Israel. Some cultural historians propose that Eri may have come from ancient Near Eastern regions, including Israel or Egypt, then settled in Igbo land. Others believe the Igbo developed locally, but share cultural similarities with Jewish traditions such as circumcision, respect for purity laws, certain rites involving numbers, calendars, and sacrifice. And there are some linguistic similarities, though debated. There is no single conclusion, but the Eri story remains the strongest indigenous narrative of Igbo origin. Today, the Eri heritage continues to live through annual Ofaleri celebration in Aguleri, the respected Ezora dynasty. The story of Eri is not just history. It is the spiritual and cultural backbone of Ndi Igbo. The story of Eri has been passed down for generations, but the question remains, where do you believe Ndi Igbo truly come from? Do you see Eri as a divine ancestor sent by Chukwu, or a migrating founder from distant lands, or a symbolic origin of people who grew from within the land itself? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice is part of this history, and if you are Igbo, carry it with pride. Subscribe and follow this channel for more stories that keep our history alive.